Hey guys, it's me Chan Dragon. So today's video will be for post-release review for Firefly. As usual in here, we'll talk brief about mostly about experience, positive and negative. We will do a little bit of build recap, and also in the end, usually I will take one topic. And this one just straightforward. Firefly is basically a brand new best DPS. So before when I talk this Akron, right now Firefly already another new best DPS. So yeah, let's get started. So let's start first with the positive experience. This is mostly when I use her almost around 2 weeks. So the first positive experience, which is she is very good DPS. So if you do of course the gimmick or super break, she perform very good. Its impact makes me even like goosebumps. I even misplay just because how good Firefly is. In the super break team itself, she deal a lot of damage, good coverage in AoE, even single target. So everything pretty much she already come to the point like very good damage dealer already. And second, technically Firefly, you can kind of already ignore weakness element, because before when you play maybe Starrel, sometimes you just want to match with according to their weakness element, right? Let's say if they weak into lightning, you want to use like say Akron, Kafka, something like that. But with Firefly, somehow you can ignore that. Of course, like putting with the right element will be the best one, but even then, if you maybe say like in the emergency situation, you kinda can ignore that completely, because Firefly also can apply the fire weakness, and even then when you use the skill, it will decrease the weakness bar. So that's also another handy stuff when using Firefly. Third, Firefly relatively free to play for meta team itself. I already mentioned meta team, which is that's her pick. So in fact that so far in my testing, the best team of her is only require Ruanmei as a 5-star character, and the rest is basically accessible already. Gallagher is basically you can get for free from the event, and Harmony MC is just completely free. You just need to do story. So when you pair with those, Firefly, Gallagher, and Harmony MC, Firefly becomes so good, and it's relatively accessible, because some of the team itself or the character, although they do very good job, they kinda still need like couple of 5-star. Let's say like Raisho in the follow-up team, you kinda need like Topaz, and you also need another like maybe Harmony character for you to boost, maybe let's say like Robin. So because of that, you kinda need like a lot more than 2 5-star, but that's not the case for the Firefly itself. It's only Ruanmei and the rest is accessible. And the next part, which is I really talk, but for Firefly meta team, at least that I did, like for the autoplay, it's relatively good, because I give you example, Kafka autoplay is one of the worst. If you just use this like Kafka DOT autoplay, it just sometimes I just want to cry because it's not that great. But Firefly, generally they perform a good AI. I don't know why, but this has impressed me that I just noticed recently. They do a good job. And for the people that busy or like people that have a lot of stuff to do, this is actually huge if they can good in autoplay. I can even clear the endgame, the apocalypse something with autoplay, just because how good the autoplay is. Like I pay attention, yeah, I don't need to play. They already quite play like what I want around like 70 something %, and that's actually huge for me. And lastly, which is relatively easy to build, because she also like type of character that not dependent on crit. So because of that, it's kinda eliminate couple of struggle for it to have like crit rolls, and most of majority only need about speed and break effect. And other than that, she has also a good option of free-to-play icons, because some of other characters, let's say like Akron, she doesn't really have much like free-to-play icons, but for her, she has quite of them, and that's actually a huge deal for me, especially for free-to-play. Because we already talked about build, let's do a short build recap. And let's start first with the relic and planner sets. The best one, of course, the brand new relic, because this is specially made for Firefly Iron Cavalry. Because 2 piece give you break effect, 4 piece still other break effect related, reduce also the ignore the defense itself from the enemy, which is everything already good for Firefly kit itself. However, if you still don't have this 4 piece still farming, then you can just do mix sets between 2 piece of this one, Iron Cavalry, the break, and another just break also with the Thief Shooting Meteor. Or no, you can just mix with this Iron Cavalry with the Firesmith, the fire damage, or the one with attack, let's say like Musketeer, something like that. So yeah, just do 2 piece between those 3. For the rope and planner sets, the best one of course is the brand new one, the Forge of Kalpagni, because this is increased speed, apply fire weakness, and also give another like break effect, which is already good for Firefly. However, if you still farming and don't have a solid piece yet, then you can just use with another classic Space Sealing Station. which is it's just good. Increase attack. If you have speed above 20, just give another also like another alternative, which is Talia Kingdom of Banetry, because this is still pretty good for Firefly. Increase break effect. When your speed also 145, you will increase further the break effect, so still pretty much good as an alternative. For the planner and relic main set, for the fit, just go with the speed because we kind of want Firefly to act as fast as she can. So what is the ideal speed? Try to get around 145 to 160, but ideally if you can try to get around 150ish, that's already pretty good stopping point. For the body itself, just go with attack because Firefly gimmicks are on super break. Just prioritize attack, crit doesn't really matter. And after that, for the planner spear, just go with attack similar with Akron. Attack's a little bit better so compared to fire damage, but if you have fire damage, you can go with that. But yeah, attack is still better. And for the ring crop, just go with break effect. And for the subset, just go with attack percentage for the priority, speed, and break effect. That's the 3 priority. And let's move to the Lycons, and let's start first with the 5-star. The best one, of course, her signature because it just matches with her kit, increased break effect, more damage, and also lower enemy speed, which is pretty much nice. Other than that, the best free-to-play option, which is the on-fall of an Aeon. This is Herta Shop, you can just buy. This is also still good for Firefly itself. It can be a good alternative if you don't have the signature. It basically just gives you a bunch of attack and weakness break, so that's still pretty much huge for Firefly. Other than that, if you don't maybe have the currency yet, maybe you have Clara signature Lycons and you can still equip. Still pretty much useful because increase your attack, and that's pretty much it. For the 4-star Lycon, there's 2 that you can use. First, if you have the most welcome you, this is still pretty much decent for Firefly. Increase your attack basically when you use like basic skill or ultimate, so still pretty much good. Other than that, if you have this indelible promise, this is also pretty much good, mostly because it increased the break effect in here. So yeah, that's everything about Firefly build kit. She is pretty much relatively straightforward character for the build itself. And now let's move to the negative for the Firefly itself. So the first one, I'm not really sure how to put in a very good explanation, but the one I want to tell in here is that she has a huge gap between the meta super break team, which is her best team right now so far at test, which is Gallagher, Harmony MC, Ruanmei, and Firefly. And if you try to do like normal team, let's say you only put like Firefly, Ruanmei, and you don't have maybe let's say Harmony MC, you took out and Gallagher, and you put other else, let's say like Robin, maybe Sparkle, Bronya, something like that, it will feels you will have a huge gap performance. Like the difference can be like even far, 1 or 2 turn can be that far. Usually let's say like Jingliu, right? I play the meta team which is Jingliu, Bronya, and after that Ruanmei and Wowo. And if I try to take out maybe Bronya, I change to Sparkle or I change to another character like Wowo, change to maybe Fushuan and stuff, the difference is not usually that much. At the worst, probably 1 turn, but usually only like half turn. But Firefly can go beyond that if you took like one of her best teammates, let's say you took like Harmony MC, something like that. So because of that, I can say like she kinda locked right now in one only team in order for it to reach the peak performance. If you take out someone from her best team, the gap or you will feel like a significant decrease of the power or performance itself, which is very rarely it happened. So far, last time that I feel this experience, only like Sparkle to Danheng Bibitter Lune, when you took Sparkle, you will feel there's a difference. But other than that, like Akron, I don't usually have like so much difference when I took like one of her best team. But Firefly, you can feel a significant difference, so yeah. But I want to give you a note again, it doesn't mean that she become bad or become like weak, but it is like her power difference between the best team to the like when you take out one of her best like teammates, she just become like, you can feel like a significant difference, but in the end it's still pretty much relatively strong. And second, this is not really a big deal, but if you want to put Firefly in SP hungry team, then she not really suitable because she kinda want to use skill every single turn unless you have the S1. S1 literally fix all of her SP cost problem. But again, her best team is not even like SP negative, so you will not have encounter if you put in the best team either, so that's why this is not really a big deal. And let's move to our main cost, which is Firefly is another brand new DPS. Last time I told, which is Akron, is she already become a newer again, beating Akron, something like that. So for me, if you talk about best DPS, I think you already play HSR right now, you already realize that there's no such a best DPS, at least for me, because the gimmick every single cycle for the endgame, let's say like MOC, Pure Fiction, and even this Apocalyptic whatever, they keep changing. So they will give different buff. Before they give buff for MOC for DOT, right? So of course all the DOT character will be so good, they will become the best. But if they change to follow-up, the follow-up attacker, so it's hard for you to say like what is literally the only one the best. So that's why it's quite tricky for me to answer. But if you ask me, just how about like in general then, like let's say do the MOC in general or simulated universe, farming, something like that, then if I see the performance itself, yes, I can say she is one of the best DPS, with notes that she needs her full super break teams. Because I already told you before, right, when you take out one of her teammates, the performance gap will be go down quite significant. I'm not even kidding. You can feel noticeable directly if you try to take out. So yeah, if you have this full super back team, then yes, she has become one of the best DPS. I think alongside with Acorn level already, she already very good. Especially for this gimmick that's very favor Firefly. Everything she just layer at least for right now. Even the Apocalypse, the new endgame, she's just so good. The new Divergent universe, whatever, she also very good in there. But again, I want to give you a reminder, the one that's still confused or the one that maybe kind of trigger of FOMO or fear of missing out, like because you see like people say she's so good, so good. I really want to give you a little bit reminder, although I agree she's very good, but at this patch, they really selling Firefly so much. All the gimmick run is revolving around Firefly. Even the Divergent universe is basically another Firefly propaganda. So because of that, don't expect that she will always stay like this. You can expect later in the future past, she a little bit will become weaker, because right now all the buff is just give massive steroid to Firefly itself. So yeah, in very short, she is one of the best DPS alongside with Acheron, but again, always we refer depends on what buff. If the buff literally favor Firefly in the future, then of course she will become shine even more. And the last thing, maybe if you're still in dilemma and ask me should you pull for Firefly, then my recommendation for you to pull for Firefly is that see on your character availability, see your character roster. If you maybe have Ruanmei, Gallagher, and Harmony MC, especially already built them, then yes, I recommend for you to pull for Firefly, because if you put in those three teams, she become very good. However, if you don't have these three characters, it's really up to you. Or maybe in the future, maybe you plan to pull maybe Gallagher or Ruanmei, then yeah, you can also consider to pull Firefly. And of course, lastly, if you really like Firefly and really enjoy her gameplay, then yeah, feel free to pull for her, because I know Firefly is one of the most popular character, I believe. So yeah, that's pretty much it about Firefly. Overall, I give her positive review. She pretty much a very good DPS, super break is amazing, relatively have a free-to-play team, and yeah, I like her. Positive review. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the button and like, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.